Ranganathan, there are a couple of things that I want to highlight before you come in. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra started by giving a tribute to the victims, the terror victims. Now, on the face of it, it was a great gesture. But look at the sinister plot behind this. This was nothing but an attempt to trivialize, or, for lack of a better word, this was an attempt by Priyanka Gandhi Vadra or the Congress party to, I can't get the right word to describe it, but the terrorists asked religion of the victims and then they were shot dead. But Priyanka Gandhi Vadra would have the world believe that they were all Indians who were killed. How wonderful. Dr. Ranganathan, now I am going to put out some screenshots of what Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has said in the past. And you will see the point that I am trying to make. Look at this. I strongly condemn the shocking incident at the railway station in Chhattisgarh. And then look at the second sentence. The detention of two Christian nuns. They were not Indians, Bharatiya nahi the wo. Then there's a tweet by Rahul Gandhi, a statement by Rahul Gandhi. इसमें भी वो भूल गए थे कि ये भारतीय थे. देखिए, two Catholic nuns. These two Catholic nuns were not Bharatiya. Then there's another statement. See this. Muhammad Akhlaq, father of a young Air Force man, Muhammad Sartaj, was killed in cold blood because he is a Muslim. And then in parliament you say they were killed because they were all Indians. ये क्या चल रहा है?
Good evening, Pranesh, but you know this for almost close to a decade now, that the victims have a name only when they are not Hindus. Otherwise, they are Indians. But, I want to come back to the topic because I'm the last one to speak on it, and I think we've discussed it substantially, and I think a few points have cropped up. It's important to rebut them. There is a reason why Rahul Gandhi is worried of equating an act of terror with an act of war. Because for him and the Congress and everybody else in their ecosystem, an act of terror is an act of friendship. You don't believe me? Let me pose a question to you directly. The act of terror of assassinating our beloved Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, I ask you point blank, was that an act of war, Pranesh? Yes or no?
Of course.
You have a spokesperson out here from the DMK. What did the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, the DMK Chief Stalin, do? He garlanded, he felicitated the killer of Rajiv Gandhi. So this proves that for these guys, an act of terror is an act of friendship, and the Congress stays mum on it when the killer of our beloved Prime Minister is felicitated and garlanded by our constitutional post holding Chief Minister. Sharam naam ki cheez hai. But anyway, that is perfunctory to the debate. The response by the Prime Minister Modi was riveting and relentless, I tell you, and it proves once and for all that the Congress's idea of foreign policy, Pranesh, is policy dictated by foreigners. I am honestly stunned and amazed. From Aksai Chin to Siachen, it's a miracle that the Nehru-Gandhi dynasty and dynasty didn't give away the entire country. Acre by acre, yard by yard. Aapka studio bhi nahi de diya, yahi ganimat hai. And this is true for the last day as well. Nothing captures the sad reality of Indian secularism more than the fact that Owaisi, an Indian Muslim, is bashing the living daylights out of Pakistan. The same Pakistan that Congress continues to cozy up to hoping it will win over Indian Muslims like Owaisi. In going after and pursuing Indian Islam, a version that does not and cannot exist, leave alone coexist. The Congress has forgotten the Indian Muslim that does exist and can coexist, provided he is made to realize that the person that is being discriminated against in this country constitutionally, legally, socially, educationally is actually his own brother, the Hindu. Pranesh, we have talked about everything the Prime Minister talked about except one small thing. Comparison are at best tenuous. But I think holding the Indus Water Treaty in abeyance will go down in history as Prime Minister Narendra Modi's greatest achievement, superseding even 370 abrogation, CAA, and groundbreaking welfare measures like Swachh Bharat and Ujjwala. This is because in a single stroke, he has not only corrected yet another gargantuan Nehruvian blunder, Article 370 being another, that made India suffer intolerably for half a century. He has ensured long-term peace in the region through leveraging a mechanism that puts the onus of maintaining peace squarely on the terror state of Pakistan. Such a mechanism, a waters treaty, it should be emphasized, does not exist between China and any of its neighbors, including India, that share river waters with it. That it existed between India and Pakistan and was so lopsided in Pakistan's favor and was never revisited despite multiple wars and terror attacks by Pakistan is inexcusable. War or retributive actions, Pranesh, like surgical strikes or Operation Sindhu are required to teach the enemy a lesson. But because there is a cost, economic and social for it, even for India, war is not the best deterrent. Just 30 seconds. Leveraging the Indus Water Treaty is a tap. And depending upon how Pakistan behaves, the tap can gush either peace or war. The well-being, safety, prosperity and livelihood of its people are in Pakistan's hands. PM Modi must now ensure that the IWT is kept in abeyance till such time it is redrafted and the revised form put forward, if at all, for an agreement between the two nations of India and Pakistan. I have published an article by article, clause by clause,
Right.
redrafting the Indus Water Treaty.
I remember that clearly. I remember that. Now,